Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to stop before you click out of this video. I want to tell you something. There is something happen in the world that is not even told to anyone. The United States President, he slammed 145% tariffs on China last year.
But US tariffs against China add up to 145%.
Okay guys, let's play a small game. I will display some of the pictures. He wanted 5 very specific things to bring back home. On May 13th, 2026, Donald Trump, with one of the most powerful delegation on the planet, with one of the top entrepreneurs of the United States, touched down in Beijing.
A lavish welcome, hundreds of kids waving Chinese and American flags as the president prepares to begin his high-stakes summit. Among the president's entourage, top American CEOs. You can see Elon Musk, and that's Jensen Huang.
And walking right behind Donald Trump was Elon Musk, Tim Cook, Jensen Huang, and many other such CEOs of some of the largest companies on the planet. 9 of the most powerful CEOs of America were now on Chinese soil.
Because Donald Trump has landed in Beijing with what may be the most powerful corporate delegation ever assembled by an American president to go overseas. On board Air Force One, a lineup that reads less like a diplomatic guest list and more like the Forbes rich list crossed with a Davos summit. Elon Musk, Jensen Huang, Tim Cook, Larry Fink.
He came with a list, and that list contained 5 of the most powerful deals that Donald Trump wanted to communicate and discuss and debate with Xi Jinping, the president of China. This is the story of America, or the start of the Chinese era. The questions that we need to ask now: why did Trump go to China? What happened in that room in China? And what did Donald Trump get after visiting that summit? Stay with me, because what actually happened in Beijing is more bigger than you ever think, and not even any headline is going to speak about this. Real quick, one question to you people. If Americans are watching this, or anyone watching from anywhere in the world, do you think America did win or lose in this debate? Just put it in the comments so that I get to know. Hello everybody. Now Trump didn't fly to Beijing very quietly. He literally announced his trip. He wanted 5 very specific things to bring back home. Demand number 1, Boeing jets. Trump told America before going to China that I am going to make a deal with China where China purchases 500 Boeing jets from America. That's almost $100 billion of trade. He even called it one of the greatest deals ever made. Demand number 2, rare earth minerals. These aren't just any type of rocks. They are very special. They are special materials. They are almost in every F-35 Raptors. They are almost in every smartphone. They are almost in every EV you're using. They are in almost every semiconductor chip. And there's a shocking thing to say. Can you guess how much percent of these rare earth minerals is being controlled by China? When I saw the results, I was literally blown out. It was literally 85%. You know, a fact. In 2025, when Trump slammed China with 145% of tariffs, China literally banned America by doing rare earth mineral trade. So, entire monopoly of rare earth minerals is with China. Yes, it's true. And that is the reason why Trump wanted Greenland, the next state of United States, the 51st state. He literally wanted to break the monopoly of China on these rare earth minerals. Demand number 3, the Iranian war. America has almost been at the war since the early 2026.
The head of U.S. Central Command, General Brad Cooper, has arrived in Israel for high-level talks as the U.S. continues its significant military buildup in the region, including the deployment of the aircraft carrier USS Lincoln, warships, and additional air power.
And the war has not even ended. And this is going on. Strait of Hormuz, one of the choke points which we discussed earlier in the before episode. You can check the video here. That is now closed. And Trump wants that to be open because it is almost controlling 80+% of Asian oil coming through that one strait. And Trump wants that to be open because it is indirectly impacting America.
80% of Asia's oil passes through the Strait of Hormuz.
With that one Strait of Hormuz, food prices are up, gas prices are up, and many other such things are already staggeringly high. If you believe it or not, China is the biggest customer of Iran. Beijing is the only player on the planet which has leverage on Tehran. And what Trump wanted? Trump just wanted a phone call from Xi towards Tehran, and that is what he wished of. Demand number 4, Taiwan issue. Back in December 2025, Trump approved $11 billion worth arms signed towards Taiwan. So Taiwan is obviously opposite of China, and China wants Taiwan in its own country and even believes that Taiwan is one such part of China. And China has even declared, if any country which supports Taiwan, China will not have good and better relationship with that country. And now what Trump did? Trump supported Taiwan. So China has directly told that please don't involve in this. If this is involved, it will lead to a great impact on the relationships what we have. Demand number 5, the trade deficit. After all such tariffs, after every single negotiation which has happened after 2018, it is still shockingly that America is having a deficit with China. It is staggeringly $202 billion every single passing year. And this is pretty high. And Trump wants that deficit to be closed very, very soon. Donald Trump is the most powerful person in Western world. And when he is coming to such country like China, China should greet him very proper. And China did. But there is one thing which is lacking, I hope. The morning Air Force One landed in Beijing, the front page of China Daily read something with a big picture of Chinese President Xi Jinping shaking hands with the President of Tajikistan. What? It should be with Donald Trump, right? But yes, shockingly, it was with Tajikistan. And you know, fun fact, China's daily newspaper is such newspaper, if the news comes out, it is a straight warning or a straight indication to the world that what is going to happen in China. And China had already told the world how much this summit meant to them indirectly. Okay guys, let's play a small game. I will display some of the pictures from the summit, and you need to guess who is having such authority over one another in this photo, or in this photo, else in this photo. In every single frame, Xi Jinping is ahead of Trump, either leading him in the corridors or standing upright beside him. Everywhere, Xi Jinping is looking more forward than Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, that was not an accident. It was very well planned. Beijing's protocol spends weeks in time to decide who to walk fast, who to walk slow, where the leaders should stand, where the photograph should happen, and everything was planned. Now it's 10 o'clock AM, May 14th, 2026. Great Hall of the People. And before he even debuted any single demand, Xi Jinping leaned forward and said, can the United States and China overcome the Thucydides Trap and create a new paradigm for great power relations? Now, you may say, what is this Thucydides Trap? Guys, chill. Let me explain, because this channel is meant to break down complex things into simple ones. And I am there for you. Stay with me for 30 seconds, guys. I will explain this very, very clearly. Thucydides Trap. Harvard professor Graham Allison. 500 years of world history. 16 cases where a rising power challenged an established one. Let me put that in a simple way. This Thucydides Trap meant it is a time when the rising power replaces the established one. And Xi literally quoted this on camera.
The world has come to a new crossroads. Can China and the United States overcome the Thucydides Trap?
Graham Allison, we just learnt about him. He took out 16 cases. Out of that 16 cases in the Thucydides Trap, 12 of those 16 ended in a war. After so much of delegation happening there, Trump finally was about to board the Air Force One. Before that, Xi Jinping handed a gift to Trump. It was rose seeds. Alright, 5 demands. Let's score them one by one. Demand number 1, 500 Boeing jets. And when Trump proposed to China that buy 500 Boeing jets from me, China said, we will buy 200. Demand 2, a permanent rare earth deal. No signed deal, No conversation on it, no legal framework, no binding agreement. It was just a verbal handshake. Demand 3. China's help on the Iranian war. And what did Xi say? Xi said clearly, we support a diplomatic solution and encourage the talks. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed and we don't even know when is it going to open. But he didn't make a promise, he didn't make a conversation, he didn't say, okay Trump, I will speak. Demand number 4. The Taiwan's issue. If Taiwan is mishandled, there will be clashes and conflicts that put the entire relationship in jeopardy. Oh, it is already a straight statement given out from the president of China that better Trump, you don't involve in this Taiwan's issue. If it is mishandled, it is going to lead and cost our relationship. The White House official readout didn't even mention this issue in their verdict. Still $202 billion just out there. A board of trade might be planned in the future discussions. And here's what every American is dealing out with. It's all because of the trade war which is ongoing. Every household is paying $1,500 more this year because of these tariffs. But here's what really gets me. While America came home with less than it thought, Xi got everything what he had planned. He got Trump to fly to him, a 3-year strategic framework on China's trade, Trump's public silence on Taiwan, telling the whole world that American businesses now want China more than they want America's. I hope this is pretty badly sad. The era where Americans set the terms of relationship might be an end. Look, I'm going to go straight with you. 3 takeaways, 3 direct points. 1. That image of 9 American CEOs standing behind Trump on Chinese soil was not a flex. It was a confession. It told Xi, before a word of negotiation, that America's biggest companies cannot function without China. When your biggest companies need your rival rather than you don't walk into that room with leverage. You walk asking for favors. 2. Xi's Thucydides quote wasn't a historical lesson. It was a declaration. When the leader of China tells the leader of America that you are the declining power and America's response is somewhat kind of agree, that moment defines every conversation between these two countries for the next term of 10 years. 3. 1 year is not a strategy. The rare earth truce expires. The Boeing order needs to be delivered. Xi is coming to Washington in this September. When you're negotiating from dependency, you don't sign one deal. You sign an endless series of them. It is left to the relationship between China and America. How do they deal with the situations? Let's see what happens, because now this meet was a kind of a easy one. But the negotiation and the things what they have done in the conversation need to be implemented. And only the time tells what happens in the future. So let's wait and hope for the good one and have a good relationship between two big giants. One is a rising superpower and other is an established one. That's all from me today, guys. If you are an American watching this, then do go into the comments and say, did America in this debate win or lose? Because your comments are more precious to me and I will pin the best one out. And you know what? If this video gets 20 likes, I am going to make a detailed video on why China wants Taiwan back and what does Taiwan have that China is wanting. I hope you learned something valuable from this case study, guys. If you learned something valuable, hit that like button so that we can discuss more such world-class case studies in the coming days. That's it from my side for today, guys. Meet you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.